Warning, we are a spoiler-based podcast. At times, we are also an offensive podcast, and we are most certainly a verbally explicit podcast. So if you fear for any of your delicate sensibilities, please back up now before you reach the point of no return. This is your final warning.
Welcome once again to the wonderfully fucked up world of cinematic anarchy. Today with me I have Mr. Omar.
Mr. is correct, I guess.
Mr. Omar, well, Omar. And Miss B.
Aloha.
Aloha?
Aloha.
Okay, well, yeah, a little tropical feel today.
It's chilly.
Close to 60 degrees
nice,
in Mass.
It looks nice, but it's fucking cold.
It's only cold when the wind blows. It's like, oh, it's getting to be...
Well, yeah, because Mother Nature in New England is like, ha ha ha, fuck you.
Mother Nature smokes weed and is bipolar in New England.
If Mother Nature smoked weed in New England, it wouldn't be like this. This is Mother Nature on fucking crack.
She probably does.
I mean, it's Massachusetts. What do you expect?
She does fentanyl.
More snow than we got? That's what I expected. We got very little snow this year.
Yeah.
Very little.
Oh, you said about not getting that much snow? Oh.
I'm not that sad about it. I'm just saying, concerned maybe, not so sad.
Yeah, it's a worry. It's a matter of worry. But
I think it's fucking hilarious that there's so many people that deny climate change is a thing and global warming is a thing, but they still think that a fucking rodent can tell the goddamn weather. Get out of here with that shit.
Let me tell you this. I'm yet to encounter. I guess I hang out with the right people because I'm yet to having that argument that climate change. I've only seen people say that like on TV, on the news, but I never met anybody that says that's not true.
I got banned from the Behavioral 411 page because I kept getting into debates with really fucking stupid people who were denying climate change and fucking like. The Behavioral 411 page is literally just full of racist pieces of shit. Like, that's all it is. They're fucking, like, these are the kind of people that will believe literally any fucking thing that comes out of Trump's mouth because it's Trump.
And he's apostle.
Yeah,
Rush
like,
Limbaugh.
Someone on the page did this, like, social experiment where they posted Donald Trump and then someone else posted Bernie Sanders to see how people would react to just the names. And, like, there were a bunch of comments under the Donald Trump, like, yeah, Trump 2020, fuck yeah, MAGA, whatever, bullshit, racist, nonsense, fucking shit. And then underneath the Bernie Sanders, everyone was like, fuck Bernie, he's a fucking commie, y'all are fucking pieces of shit. Socialism is the devil.
I know. These people get crazy. They see communism and socialism under the bed and they don't even know the difference.
Yeah.
But then again, Fox News said it's bad, so it must be bad, right?
And like the whole social experiment was just to see how people would react to just a name, because people have been pointing out that the Trump supporters are far more aggressive than the Democrats.
It's very true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Like, all the Trump supporters are like, no, Democrats want to fucking...
Well, I mean...
socialize everything, and they're evil, and, like, the Democrats are just like, bro, we just want equality and healthcare and fucking secure jobs.
That's the thing. So when you meet that kind of aggression on this level down here,
yep.
Right, you're going to get exactly what you expect. You're going to get run over by the people who are aggressive.
Oh, yeah. I got into a whole fucking abortion debate. Someone was like... someone was trying to convince everyone in the fucking group that New York and New Jersey allow after-birth abortions. I'm like, that's not a fucking thing. Infanticide is not legal fucking anywhere.
They probably read it somewhere.
That's because it's fucking fear-mongering propaganda from the Republican Party.
How is after birth an abortion?
It's not. It's infanticide.
Exactly. So why?
They're literally just trying
now I want to go to the page just for laughs. I'm gonna make some
We're not that country.
Yeah, like they're literally just trying to spark fear over abortions for no fucking reason because they're misinformed and uneducated.
I'm gonna make some popcorn when I get home, and I'm gonna go to that page.
Oh yeah, no, definitely fucking like request to join that page.
And get a laugh.
Next on the second half.
Oh yeah.
Tea time with honey. We haven't gotten through the film portion of this yet. Okay.
Here we are, cinematic
This isn't even part of tea time. Like
we're gonna reel it back in for a moment here because we got a lot of heated stuff to talk about on the second half of the podcast.
Anarchy.
And this half of the podcast, we are going to go ahead and discuss two films that most of us watched.
You had one job, Omar.
You had one job.
We were supposed to watch The Bad Batch and Free Fire.
Yes.
We all watched Free Fire. Everybody but Mr. Omar over here watched The Bad Batch. So we're going to talk about Free Fire first. That way we can include him, and then we're going to put Omar in the corner, and we're going to
put me on timeout with a dunce hat.
Do we have a cone of shame?
Right, we should have one. Just
yeah, right.
I don't know. We need one specifically. There's a couple people here that are like, we're going to watch this, and then they show up, and it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm here, but I didn't watch anything. Thank you, though.
Oh, no,
You're
watched.
Make a cone of shame now?
I'm gonna make a cone of shame. See if they got a fucking piece of tape.
I have no idea. You go ask them.
I'm gonna.
So the two films that we watched, both available free on YouTube. Well, not YouTube. Free on Netflix. Not on YouTube. Were both 2016 films. We had The Bad Batch, which starred Jason Momoa, and hold on a minute. Jason Momoa, I think Jim Carrey was in there for a short period of time, Keanu Reeves, and the main actress in the movie was Suki Waterhouse. And then the film we're going to start off talking about is Free Fire. Several fairly big names in there as well. Enzo Calente, Sam Riley, Michael Smiley. Probably the most recognizable of the group there was Brie Larson, thanks to her recent role in Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Because tell me she wouldn't still be flying under the radar without that movie attached to her belt.
Oh, absolutely.
I believe so.
And there's one movie that I've got to watch of hers that I had no idea how it got made. I think it's called The Unicorn Store.
The what?
The Unicorn Store.
Oh.
Which...
Alright.
Weirdly enough, stars both her and Samuel L. Jackson. So that was one that was done directly for Netflix. So that's going to be an interesting film to watch. I haven't seen it yet. It's on my to-watch list, but it's like lately, movie-wise, I've only really been watching what's necessary for the podcast, or it's necessary to talk and converse with people about the podcast. You're really going to put that on him?
Goddamn right I am, bro. Fucking shit. I'm writing cone of shame and lipstick.
I don't think that's going to stay on his head.
It may not.
I will make it.
It may not.
Okay. Anyway, so we are talking about Free Fire now. And we'll start with Mr. Omar's opinion because Miss B is still painting the cone of shame.
Yes.
I enjoyed the action. I love the action. It's about a gun deal gone bad. They were meeting some IRA people to sell them some guns in a warehouse outside of Boston.
Right.
And it happens to be a British movie, but it's basically based like in something that happened here in America. So I'm wearing my cone of shame. I look pretty.
Well, he doesn't need to wear it right now. He watched this film. You can take that off him.
Your time is coming.
We don't want to distract. Okay, continue.
So the movie takes place. The deal goes awry because what happens is that two of the people that are involved in the deal And they're both like very much underlings of the two sides, pretty much. They're like at the bottom of the food chain in that whole situation, both guys. I have had an altercation the night before with somebody basically assaulting his female cousin.
Okay, so basically this dude tried to make a move and this chick was like, no, fuck you, and he fucking bottled her at the bar.
Mm-hmm. Busted a bottle over her head. Which,
So,
from what I was understanding of the conversation as it went along, it sounds like it started a bar fight.
Yeah.
So him busting her over the head with the bottle actually started a brawl in the bar.
Yeah, and while they're making this gun deal, the guy that bottled this dude's fucking cousin is like, ha ha ha, fuck you, I fucked that bitch. I fucking came so hard in her mouth that she's gonna be shitting her teeth for a week. Like, it's fucked up.
And thus the gun battle begins.
And then everything just went crazy from there. People shooting each other.
And the entire time, it just feels like an elementary school fucking game of laser tag where they're just like, stop shooting me, let me move.
They just wouldn't stop shooting at each other.
It's so dumb.
I enjoyed all the craziness and the action and the smart ass remarks that they made to each other while shooting at each other. May I add. But there was also a twist to it. One of the side selling the guns, had some people in place.
Nope. You watched the end of the movie, right?
No, the guy with the money, Martin, hired 2 extra snipers.
Yeah.
You saw that?
If I'm not mistaken, the conversation that happened near the end of the movie between
it was the people with the gun, because the guy said it was a simple plan and you fucked it up, and those were the guys selling the guns.
Okay.
Oh, Brie Larson said that Martin hired the snipers. Martin's the guy that got shot in the brain.
Oh, so then the guy that got shot in the head,
and he's like running around. Where's my fucking money?
I guess he was part of it too.
Right.
Is what it looks like. But everything was bad from the beginning because they shut up with the wrong guns to the deal.
I'm gonna wear the cone of shame because I missed the first like 30 minutes. Woo! There it goes.
I believe what they were supposed to be getting were AK-47s. The guy showed up with AR-70s.
AR-70s.
And
cone of shame doesn't like me.
Okay, cone of shame doesn't want to stay on your head. I think it's the
hat.
Yeah.
I think it's the toastiness. You can't stay still.
Yeah, right.
but it was pretty crazy. My only gripe with it is the whole thing they could have done so much with that story. So much more.
I think they ended it badly too. I really didn't appreciate the ending.
No, like I would have been totally cool with Ord walking away with the money.
Yeah.
I love Ord.
Ord was the coolest dude of them all. He was super chill.
No, Martin was the fucking man too. Like he's walking around with his fucking brain out and shit.
And we all appreciate a tough smart ass. I liked Ord.
And like everyone stops shooting when Martin's walking around and says, "Where's my fucking money?" And they're just like, "Dude, how is this guy still walking? He's fucking zombified."
I think that's why everybody stopped shooting. They're just
he got shot in the
dead,
fucking head. He's supposed to be dead.
Dead man walking.
He's supposed to be not like he grabbed his fucking briefcase of money and then he died. He was staring at the light. Oh, it's so beautiful.
He walked for a little, shot at a couple of people and everything, then stared at something, and I guess he saw the light and just went up.
Yeah.
You figure that would have been the first thing that they would have done is just take him out again, like all sides. Just like he's shooting at everybody.
Right? Like he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he knows he's
he
on
knows
the
he's
way
gonna
out.
die.
He knows he's on the way out. He got shot in the head.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I like how he like walked up next to the dude whose cousin got fucking fucked up, and the dude's just like laying on the ground like, I'm not gonna do anything.
Nope.
And he just walks away. Where's my shit?
yeah,
Like that shit had me rolling.
it's okay. It is a very dark type of movie with some humor factors to it. I liked it, except for the fact that everything happens in the same place. There was so much they could have done with the story.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that it was kind of based in the 70s.
Right. You really didn't get a time frame outside of the clothing.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
you get to see at least one badass car show up.
It seemed like an Irish mob deal in the 70s.
Yeah. Irish mob dealing with the IRA, pretty much.
But all in all, like that's why we're heading off the podcast with this because we really didn't. I didn't feel there was a whole lot to talk about with this movie.
Yeah.
It was good for what it was, but it was just sort of.
But they were shooting.
The only thing you hold on in that movie to watch is just who's the last man standing.
Yeah.
You know.
And it was the girl who I guess made it seem obvious that she was about to go to jail.
I thought she was dead. I really did.
I thought
she was
there was
dead.
a part where she failed that I said, oh, she died. I kind of felt bad, but then I see her show up. Well, and Martin hired them, blah blah blah. I'll take a rain check on that dinner and bye.
Yeah.
And now she's limping
that
away.
That little like conversation was really cute though. Like,
Yeah, it was.
Can I take can I take a rain check on that date?
You take whatever you want, babe.
Oh God, that I melted.
Yeah, because he was a gentleman about the whole thing either way at the end.
The entire time he's trying to the entire time he's trying to protect her and like get her the fuck out of here and then start shooting.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
Like they're mad respectful about the lady.
Even though she shot him, he was still being as respectful as humanly possible.
Well,
I can't stand Vern.
Oh yeah, Burn was a very annoying person.
Oh my God, I'm so glad that bitch burned to death. Well, no, he didn't burn to death. He got shot in the fucking face. But
And what was the end?
right after he was burned.
Redeem yourself. Go get the money.
Yeah, right? He's
What?
over here like trying to convince Ord to fucking shoot this girl, and he's like, and Ord's like, dude, the only reason she's shooting at you is because you shot at her. The fuck are you doing? Stop! She's playing both sides. She's tending to this guy's wound. No, bitch. She's sewing her fucking cell phone.
Yeah. And then the phone rings in an office, and everybody trying to get to that phone.
And then Ord pulls the wires.
Ord ended that.
I love
I
Ord.
feel like
I
the only
fucking-
person playing both sides was Ord.
Well, yeah, he's a fucking hitman. He's
Right.
only doing it for the money. He's like, I don't give a shit. Whoever's
giving-
paying me most.
You two together, that's it. That's
Yeah.
what I'm here for.
Whoever's paying me most, that's who I'll fucking
Ord was the coolest of them all, and the best dressed too. Because,
Oh, absolutely.
Because the whole thing, the way they were dressed, they made it like super 70s.
He's so like nonchalant about everything.
Yeah, I want to be Ord when I grow up.
I like how in the beginning of the movie he pats them down for wires, and he's so like put together and gentleman-like up until then.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, the fag and the retard, a real interesting choice to bring to a gunfight, you know?
Yeah.
To a gun deal.
True.
It's like, oh, okay. It wasn't until after he made sure that there were no wires and nobody listening till he said that stuff. It's like, okay, nobody can hear me be an asshole.
I was kind of toasty when I watched the movie. In the as she would say, I really got a laugh from the fact when they killed the junkie's friend, the one that gave him the smack when they were on the way.
I'm fucking grieving. You're gonna make me puke.
Let their heads hang in shame. And like, oh shit.
This fucking junkie, I can't stand it.
Let their heads hang in shame. And for some reason that shit made me laugh my ass off.
Got a little
That whole
Shakespearean.
like trying to be sentimental shit is
He got super Shakespearean.
that whole like junkie trying to be sentimental shit while he's fucking picking his friend's pockets.
To get the drugs.
To get the drugs, yeah.
So
Like-
he did start smoking. He did start to smoke heroin in the middle of a gunfight.
That actually was
No,
probably
I thought he was smoking meth.
It was heroin.
smack.
He said heroin. He said
Okay.
smack.
Yeah.
The guy said I had smoked smack. But people smoke heroin just
Yeah.
same way.
What was the line? The line at the beginning of the movie I loved.
I don't know. I missed
When
the
he
first
was
30
talking,
minutes.
he was like, do you have any aspirin? He goes, no, but I got some smack. And he's like, well, that's like that's like using a sledgehammer to open a bottle, you know?
Yeah. Pretty much, but
Basically.
that didn't stop him.
But no, it didn't stop him at all. He's
Uh-huh.
like, he immediately took it. He's like, I don't get aspirin, but I got smack. You want that? Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, I'll take the smack.
He hopped on that beige horse.
So, all in all, they rated this movie over Bad Batch. This movie got like a 60%.
I honestly think Bad Batch was better.
And
But that sounds better.
I don't agree with the rating. I
No.
don't at all. And it's just, I feel that, like, emotionally, I got more invested in the Bad Batch than I did. Yep, there's your dunce cap.
I'm a good sport.
Hold up.
What, are you going to pin it to his head? What are you doing?
Put your hat on.
Just gonna tape it to my
Put your
head.
hat on. I'm gonna pin it to your hat.
No.
Put your hat on.
No, you can pin it without it on.
Yeah, don't pin it to his head, Willie.
Yeah, because There's the risk.
There's no hair up there. We got.
Yeah.
He shaves his head.
I've been shaving my head lately because I'm going bald
There you
anyway.
go. Call it a shame.
And there you have it, folks.
Just for a few minutes. Anyway.
A man ain't a man if he doesn't take his punishment with dignity.
So we got Bad Batch with Aquaman's Jason Momoa, and we have Keanu Reeves, uber creepy Keanu Reeves, by the way.
I didn't even recognize him.
Narcos looking
first,
cult member.
I didn't even fucking recognize him for like the majority of the movie until like the very, very end. And I was like, wait a minute, is that a fucking porn stash Keanu Reeves?
No worry, you'll see him in the SpongeBob movie.
That fucking porn stash guy.
Oh, you don't know that he's gonna be in the SpongeBob
Isn't it
movie?
like the burning bush or something like that?
Yeah, I'm made of
SpongeBob.
sage, and I'm a sage. That was incredible. I saw the trailer because I went to the
Reeves is
movie
fucking
theater.
man.
I love Keanu Reeves.
But I never would have expected him to accept a role where he's playing a cult leader that impregnates a bunch of women who...
Keanu Reeves is the consummate
produced-
actor. I think he loves a challenge.
Yeah, who fucking, like... He's this cult leader called, like, The Dream.
We're jumping way ahead, by the way.
And fucking, like...
All the girls
like
wear
cheap bars.
shirts that say "I've got the dream" inside.
they're all fucking
To be honest, I'm not surprised being Keanu Reeves.
I mean, yeah. He
he's-
probably would have a cult following willing to get pregnant.
No. No,
I
that's
got the Reeves
not what I'm talking
inside
about. I'm talking about him accepting the role.
Yeah.
I believe that he's a fine actor. He's he will take a challenge, no problem.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna say Keanu Reeves, unlike most big '90s names, he did the acting, his acting career in reverse. Most people back in the '90s, they pushed themselves. Their first couple of roles were weird, kind of different. They pushed themselves,
And then
in different
allowed
directions.
themselves to be.
Keanu, he started out Keanu. Basically,
Yeah.
it was just like he did the same role, same guy, just different movies.
Yeah.
Dude with my
And
car
then-
type of deal.
He fell off for a while, and now he's pushing himself to do all these weird, eclectic roles and push himself as an actor.
I think it started with Speed.
And I think I apprate him taking all these risks.
Yeah.
I really do, because
No,
you
I
get to
love
see
it.
different sides of the dude.
I
Oh,
love
no,
it.
I loved him in fucking, what was it, Bill and Ted.
Bill, are you waiting for the third one
Oh,
coming
yes. I don't know how I'm feeling about, like, the third one, because, like, I just watched the new Jay and Silent Bob movie that came out last year, and I fucking hated it.
I'm not going to hold that in the same light, because that's Kevin Smith. That's
Yeah.
him doing his thing. That really wasn't like a popular release movie either.
Yeah,
He was just
no.
doing his thing. He was...
Honestly, that was the worst Jay and Silent Bob I've ever fucking seen. And Fredo was telling me that it's like that whole movie was just because Kevin Smith was trying to help out.
His daughter.
Jay.
Jay? Jay's had several acting gigs since.
Well, no, like I guess like Jay showed up to Kevin Smith's house and he's been having issues with drugs and this and that, and like he asked for help and
Kevin Smith?
no, the guy that plays Jay.
Okay,
Jason Mewes.
Jason Mewes.
I know that.
Like I guess he was having a lot of like internal issues and fucking like
Fighting some demons.
fighting some demons. Honestly, dude.
I don't
fucking,
see
like,
how making a movie like that's going to help him, though, really.
Yeah,
No.
some money.
Money, yeah.
Really? What money did that movie make?
Not much.
Okay.
Yeah, well, but that one.
And they both had their kids in there.
Yes, but it's that that matters.
But that's
Jason
what I'm
Mewes'
saying.
daughter-
I think that felt more like Jason Mewes' daughter in the movie was Kevin Smith's daughter in real life, Harley Quinn Smith.
Yeah. That fucking... don't get me started on that fucking shit. Oh, that drove me insane.
What?
Harley Quinn Smith? Are you kidding me?
Oh.
He named his fucking daughter Harley Quinn.
Look,
Wow.
it could have been what
he did.
Jason Lee named his kid Pilot Inspector. You know, you got Apple
mean-
Paltrow.
You know the name?
It's just the whole like Harley Quinn thing that's
Look,
been going around for
You know
fucking
Frank
ages.
Zappa's. Have you heard the names of Frank Zappa's kids?
Dweezil, Moon Unit, and then
Moon
I
Unit.
can't remember the other guy. There's 3 kids. There's Dweezil, something, and Moon Unit.
And
Zappa.
you got Blanket.
So I was talking to my son.
Blanket.
To my son the other day about this. That if you ever have kids, try not to be high the day your child is born.
All I've got to say for all these famous people naming their kids weird things is at least they're born into enough money to fucking change it when they need to.
Honestly.
Well, yeah, that's a plus. To be honest, I probably would have named if I would have been the one to come up with the names of my kids, I would have named my kids some weird shit too, because I'm bad with that shit.
I will not damn Kevin Smith for naming his child the way that he did, because of the fact that I know who Kevin Smith is. I know it well enough. I've watched.
Well, yeah, he's the comic book guy.
He's a comic book guy. He's a movie guy. He's a film guy, and the fact that he named his child after a role that he
it's just
believes
the whole
is iconic.
like Harley Quinn fucking trend that's going around, and it's been going around for a really long time, and now everyone and their fucking grandmother's like, oh my god, I'm Harley Quinn, and they're idolizing the Harley Quinn Joker fucking relationship, not realizing that they're idolizing Stockholm Syndrome, and it's just gross.
That was extremely toxic at best. Yeah, that was. Like you said, people should not idolize that shit.
That says more about the people that idolize that relationship than anything else.
Danny says,
It's like right now, I can fucking name off like 15 people right now who are using Harley Quinn.
And all the little goals, memes, and have a man that's obsessed with you like this. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, don't be fucking idolizing the Harley Quinn Joker fucking relationship. Idolize some Addams Family relationship.
Yeah, I like that relationship.
That is the best fucking relationship. Like, I love
they had a level of understanding that probably not even them could understand.
See, the whole thing behind Addams
That's
family
the goal.
Is their family is supposed to be the polar opposite of your typical suburban white family. Yeah. And I love that, like, one of the key elements in their whole polar opposite is the fact that the parents actually love each other, because in most
like unconditional, undying love.
Exactly, because most portrayals of marriage for heterosexual fucking couples is, they just stay together for the kids, but they actually fucking hate each other.
Facts.
It's awful.
I love it.
It's fucking shit.
Yeah, I like the Addams Family better because they allow themselves to be their weird selves around each other and to the world. And
they embrace that shit.
And you could feel, and the way, especially the first movie that they did for the Addams Family, not so much on the show, on the sitcom from the 60s, but on the movies. The first movie with
Raul Julia
and Raul Julia, you could like sense that. I love seeing that movie because of that.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, good sir.
Yeah, Raul Julia was one hell of an actor. May he sleep easy.
Goddamn right.
Getting back to the Bad Batch.
Yeah, it was a good
because I really do
movie.
want to talk about this movie. I know that talking about other things includes you, but I'm sorry, I got to exclude you for a minute.
So this
I'm the guy wearing the hat. What can I say? So
this girl gets sent to what is it, like a Texas prison?
So it's basically
encampment.
You gotta picture it like the British colonies used to do with Australia.
Okay.
Way back when. And pardon me, I'm gonna cough. Basically, what they've done is, I guess the U.S. government's gotten to the point where they are sending all undesirables out into a Texas wasteland kind of desert.
Yeah.
And you know that wall that you see that they're putting up right now. Basically, what it is there's your prison wall, and they put you on the other side of it, and that is where you live. If you're considered undesirable, if you're considered not one of the beautiful, if you're not considered a hard worker, if you're a criminal, if you're basically anything that's...
If you're in the country undocumented.
Yeah, well, basically, yeah. I mean, pretty much anything that the society at that time, they don't really talk about what's going on the other side of the wall. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that as a sequel. The Bad Batch getting to the other side of the wall, because let's be honest, it's just a fucking chain link fence.
I honestly would love to see like the three of them escape the little wasteland and fucking like go to wherever it is, Cuba.
You really got me wanting to watch this movie.
It's a good fucking movie, man.
I didn't have time.
Konashi.
But I mean, within the first 10 minutes of the movie, she's captured by a group of wasteland cannibals. And they immediately take her right arm and leg.
Yeah, both on the right side, and like they were getting ready to fucking like take another piece of her, and
so if you're a righty, you can kick nor punch.
No, this girl was a fucking genius about this shit. She had a little bedpan in her like dirt. Fucking
there was just a bedpan.
She had a little bedpan, and fucking like she took a shit, and then she rubbed it all over herself so they couldn't fucking like take anything. So that the lady had to that was coming to take pieces of her had to like wash her off, and then she fucking beat her over the head with a fucking bar.
Rebar, yeah.
Yeah, and then fucking like crawled her ass away, found her skateboard, and then rolled away.
She was just handcuffed to the side of an old plane.
Yeah.
So she wasn't in a prison cell of any sort. What they were doing, this particular group of cannibals, they had taken over what looked like a graveyard for airplanes. So they were living in and out of those things there.
That was like in an island type of deal, right?
And they actually, it's not an island. This is Texas.
It's like the world we live in. It's like kind of a post-apocalyptic.
It looks like it, but like that's just like that area of Texas. Like it's just the desert, fucking like outside of that area.
Wasteland.
It's all like suburban fucking modern bullshit.
Everything.
Well, I'm assuming it is, just because like anyone who's not undesirable gets sent to this place.
Everything that you see in the movie leads you to believe it's supposed to be sort of like the not too distant future.
Yeah.
Like one of the possible outcomes of how we're going right now. The music is very heavy 80s and 90s dance music.
Oh, I'm liking it already.
To the point, like there was this one thing that they focus on in the movie is they have this traveling, I want to say DJ station. It's on wheels.
I love that
Oh
shit.
my god, I loved that.
Oh my god! It's like, okay, so it's like a DJ booth, but it looks like a giant stereo, and it's got like strip lights all around it and shit. Like it's
a giant
amazing.
boombox, and like the top is a platform where Keanu Reeves, the Dream, you like kind of
sounds like me if I won the lotto.
Yeah, dude,
Right?
like it's awesome.
Yeah,
like
It's like a food truck that looks like yeah. It's like a food truck that they
cooking up the tunes.
Made look like a fucking stereo.
Which, I mean, novel idea for a food truck. I could do
Honestly,
that. Just traveling music.
Dude.
It could be a bar truck.
Get a fucking like food truck, make that shit, and then go to Hempfest.
Right?
Oh, to the Ironbound. Or to the Ironbound down in Salem, Lane or Salem, somewhere there. They have like a whole area for food trucks down there.
Well,
we gotta hit it one day. We all gotta.
They need their own music, right?
Yeah, I would.
I want to know, the only thing I want to know, the iconic smiley face pants that she's wearing throughout the entire movie.
I want those.
Where did she get them?
Because like,
right? They look so fucking clean.
Because she got captured in a pair of like white, blue, and pink.
They're like watermelon shorts.
Yeah, like watermelon shorts.
Yeah.
What are watermelon shorts? And part of my ignorance, what are watermelon shorts?
They're just a pair of shorts that with.
Okay. The red and green, whatever.
Yeah, it's like green, white, and then the pink on the bottom with the little like seeds.
Oh.
That's what she got captured in. What she got sent into the desert, and somehow
but 5 months later.
Yeah, somehow between point A and point B, she ends up with those pants on.
Yeah.
Which are the that's the main focus point for all of their advertisements.
Yeah, but like those shorts are hella clean for being in a wasteland.
And for everything that she went through.
Yeah, right?
But I mean, what they're gonna leave her in the shit stained pants from when she escaped her captors?
They didn't look shit stained.
No.
But they were.
No, they were because she fucking rubbed shit all over her fucking body.
They didn't look it, but we know they were.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate her escape. My wife watched this movie with me, and I appreciated her escape from the cannibals, because she's like just pushing herself across the desert on her back on a skateboard. Because she's missing an arm and a leg.
I know, but I like the symbolism of that though.
Shout out to the fucking guy with the carriage.
That was Jim Carrey's character, the Hermit.
I didn't realize that was fucking Jim Carrey.
Yep.
Holy shit.
That was Jim Carrey's character, the Hermit, throughout the entire movie.
This guy, he's just a nice guy. He doesn't say anything or do anything. He just like grabs this girl off the fucking desert floor and then brings her to Comfort, the psychedelic cult place. But it's like it's a decent place to be living in if you're in that kind of fucking situation.
Right.
And then fucking Jason Momoa shows up and he's
like,
"Where the fuck's my kid?"
Psychedelic cult place.
It was definitely a cult compound.
Comfort
is a cult compound.
Psychedelic cult place sounds attractive.
Oh yeah, because like this guy, he gets all his like pregnant lady fucking cult bitches to make ecstasy and acid and fucking shrooms and weed and all this shit for him.
To basically keep his masses
they make weed
placated.
Oh, to keep them high and compliant.
Because every day is a bit of work, and then every night is a party.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how they do it in Comfort.
bread and circus.
And he
honestly, I'd totally be down to live there if I was in that situation.
He definitely lives in a Texas plantation. That house that he lives in, it's a plantation.
Yeah.
Which gave it a real bad.
There's a whole lot of symbolism though.
Oh yeah.
To a lot of things.
So I'm trying not to give away too much, but I mean honestly,
this is a spoiler cast. Fuck that.
It is a spoiler cast. I mean, I'm still interested. You can tell me the beginning to end, and I still want to watch it now.
So like this
now,
girl,
I feel bad that I didn't watch it now.
This girl, 5 months later, after she's finally like fully healed her arm and leg and shit, she's got a prosthetic leg. Fucking like she gets a gun, she finds bullets, and she starts walking back to the cannibal encampment. And she doesn't get all the way there, but she's fucking pissed. She's like, you guys ate me.
Basically.
You. And like on her way there, she comes across this lady and her daughter scavenging for like plates and shit. And like the lady, like while she's looking through piles of trash, breaks her leg. And what's her fucking name? It starts with an A.
Is it Arlen?
Arlen shows up and she's like, fuck you, bitch. You don't get to fucking say shit to me. I begged, I pleaded, and y'all still ate me. And she shoots her in the fucking head. And like this lady's daughter's just like,
Well, the daughter doesn't speak till like the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like that's one of the things I actually really appreciated about the movie is they did so much and they spoke very little in that movie. There was very little actual conversation. So you're watching all of this, it's all very visual. Which you don't get to see with a lot of movies. A lot of movies kind of rely on the dialogue to move it along, and most of this movie, even everything between the fights in the beginning, all the cannibalism that happens, it's all unspoken.
I like movies with a lot of visual symbolism because it makes me think. It calls for conversation, for people to have certain conversations that to some people might be uncomfortable.
And it makes me wonder if what they dropped, if she dropped LSD acid or if it was like peyote or whatever that first time when she lost the kid to Keanu.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder because she goes off into the desert and just she seems like she's going on some kind of peyote head trip.
Sounds like a movie that will spark very smart conversation, or like the conservatives like to call it, liberal bullshit.
Yeah. But so she takes this little girl back to Comfort, and like she loses the child at one of their evening parties, who ends up with the dream, Keanu Reeves. And then fucking like Arlen ends up out in the fucking desert, no idea where the fuck she is, and fucking Jason Momoa shows up and he's like, where the fuck is my kid? Have you seen this child? And she's just like, nope.
No.
And like fucking he asked the hermit where his daughter was, and the hermit's like, you draw me, because he's a fucking amazing artist.
It doesn't say anything. He just kind of goes through the drawings and tells him you're going to do this, and then
poses all nice and fucking.
Yeah, I didn't know that was Jim Carrey till I looked through the list.
No idea.
He didn't look like him at all.
Not at all.
A lot of beard.
A lot of beard.
No teeth.
Worn,
fucking.
He looked really
great.
They did really good with the makeup. Let me tell you.
Great fucking makeup.
Well, Jim Carrey's another excellent actor.
Oh yeah,
and
I love the shit that he's been like saying to the media lately.
Oh, I love Jim Carrey.
I love his art.
Absolutely,
his art is fantastic.
Yeah, no, like Jim Carrey's the fucking man.
Jim Carrey and Keanu Reeves should make a movie together. Like they will be the leading roles. No, leading roles. Like be at the leading roles of the movie and at the center of everything.
Yeah.
But something like that, with something that sparks a lot of smart conversation.
Right.
I'm not sure. Think of something.
Watch The Bad Batch. You'll love it.
Yeah,
honestly.
definitely.
I'm sure. Now I know I will. I feel bad that I didn't watch it. Hence why I'm wearing
Well, like the entire movie.
the cone of shame.
The entire movie, there's this like unspoken sexual tension between Jason Momoa and Arlen, and like I live for that shit.
Wait, Arlen, the girl that got ate?
Yeah.
Oh,
Jason
that sounded kind of wrong, but yeah, she did get ate.
There's
literally.
Yeah, she did. Fucking like there's like a little bit of sexual tension between them, and like I don't know how to feel about this because like Jason Momoa, fuck yeah, but also like this girl looks like she's a fucking teenager.
Okay.
Yeah, a fucking teenager that's trying to flirt with this full-grown giant man.
Can I just say when Jason Momoa, who is actually tag named in this movie as Miami Man.
Yeah.
That's what they call him?
They call him Miami Man.
Oh my god.
He doesn't really give up his name. He doesn't speak a lot in the movie itself. But when he does speak, he is trying to speak with a deep Cubano accent.
Yeah.
And it really, I had to sit
It kind
here.
of threw me off.
I had to kind of sink into it a little bit because I was like, I've listened to this guy talk before. That's
Yeah, right?
I have met a few Cubans that look kind of like Jason Momoa, so not far-fetched, but then again, he's not Cuban.
She's like asking him what he used to do before he got sent to the Bad Batch, and he's like, oh, I used to do a little bit of everything, tattoos and machinery and this and that, blah blah. She's like, oh, I got this little cherry tattoo when I was 13, and I have suicide on my arm. And I'm just
looking at this.
This is just like every conversation that I've ever had with anybody about tattoos. They're like, oh, I got this one and this one, I'm tatted up. And I'm just like, bro, look at me.
Let's just put a little bit of perspective on that. That is like, in all honesty, most naive Southern youth that I've met. Mm-hmm. My entire
Southern.
world, it's
not just Southern. It's up here too. Fucking like I see it all the time. Fucking like I still got friends who are like, oh, I'm tatted up, this and that, blah. They got like 3 tattoos. And I'm like, bro, talk to me when you get up to 50.
Yeah, that's not tatted up. That's that's what little you could take.
I lost count.
All the little tiny things here, Yeah, just a little bit. I'm not tatted up. I have a tattoo.
Yeah,
just one. But. And I had something I wanted to say. You lost your train of thought earlier. I lost my train of thought
my bad.
right now.
Tattoo life. One tattoo.
No. The whole cult relationship. So you got a picture. Have you seen Narcos?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
got to picture him kind of looking like the lead from that, Keanu Reeves.
Oh wow.
And he's dressed in your atypical cultist white, and he has got what? Maybe eight pregnant young women
that you can see.
That's all you can see.
Yeah.
Right. You have one main girl that seems to be at his side at all times, all carrying Uzis at pretty much all times.
He just broke the record for people I've met with the most baby mamas. Then.
At the same time, it's like he got them all pregnant at the same time because they all seem to be in the same stage of pregnancy.
Yeah.
But it also when he
I got
took
stories for you.
when he
One of these days.
Just wait.
When he took the little girl in like he did, it started making me wonder.
He's gonna rape this child.
It started making me. Well, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It started making
He's
me
gonna
wonder.
feed this child acid and rape her, and I'm not okay with this.
Was he taking her in to raise her and then impregnate her? Because
Absolutely.
They all seem to be about the same age, all the girls.
My question is, why the fuck would you be so selfish to reproduce if you're in that situation? Why the fuck would you make another person while you're in a fucking post-apocalyptic compound? Why would you put another person into that situation?
Well, because it's
a child of all things.
It's that same kind of self-centered kind of cult leader mentality.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I get the whole like fucking narcissism behind it and
he
sociopathic.
wants to see more of himself in the world, and thus he wants to impregnate everything that moves.
Maybe he's trying to make a little army so they can break out. I don't know, but like, it would make sense.
And it seemed like he tried to indoctrinate Arlen too at one point. He was trying to bring her into the fold.
He was trying to bring her in, and she's like, "No, fuck this! I just want the kid."
Right. Smart girl, by the way. Puts the gun in the bottom of her prosthetic. Kind of makes me wonder how she was able to continue to walk on it, because you figure after you compromise the foot, it's all hollow. You'd think that the rest of the foot's not going to hold as well as...
Well, I don't know. It looks like pretty sturdy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It looks sturdy, but once you compromise the bottom end, the part that you're putting the most pressure on, you think that's going to splinter. It's going to split as it goes up.
But I don't know. It looks like she wrapped it up like pretty well, and then had the shoe over it. Fucking like there was
not
some
a lot
protection.
of concrete. Not a lot of concrete out there
but
either.
But like it's also not like she was running.
So I guess with her being in the desert, I mean, sand's
like,
not hard.
She's careful about her like steps and shit. Like she's walking around slowly. She's not like putting a whole lot of pressure on this leg.
But, okay. So, I mean, as our films stand, this one got a 5.3 through IMDb.
It deserves so much more than that.
Free Fire got a slightly better rating. It ended up with a 6.4. So, between the two movies, honestly, I felt like Free Fire, as far as I'm concerned, I watched it, and the ending is going to stay with me.
Yeah.
I watched The Bad Batch, and I can remember the whole damn movie. Like, everything was so visual and visceral that you just can't get it out of your head.
Yeah. Fucking, like, I feel like the only reason Free Fire got a better rating is just because there's more going on.
I believe Free Fire also got a theater release, whereas I don't think that The Bad Batch did. I think The Bad Batch might have been like a
just directly to
Netflix movie.
Yeah.
So, and they tend to, I mean, critics in general tend to shit on Netflix and movies just because they're Netflix
just because it's
movies.
Netflix.
They're bypassing. But like
Netflix comes out with some good shit.
It does come out with some.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it feels like the movies that you get at the Walmart $5 bin.
There's a few,
but
quite a few of them.
You got a few of them that just feel that way. Like like Van Damme or Steven Seagal will make a movie now.
Man, I miss $5 bin Fridays.
There was some.
You have $5 bin Fridays?
Yeah, dude. Growing up, me and my family, like my mom used to take us to Walmart, dig through the $5 bin, grab a bunch of movies, and then we have movie night.
I do that, or I used to go to Blockbuster all the time, and I'd go buy their used movies or whatever. Or when what was that name? What's the name of that video store? Suncoast Video had a really good slush bin.
Yeah.
FYE not so much. You really couldn't find a lot of good stuff there.
I really miss FYE.
FYE was overpriced.
FYE was dope, but it was incredible.
Had a lot of hard to find stuff. Like one thing that I regret missing out on getting, they had the entire box set of the old Dark Shadows TV show.
Yeah.
So they had every single episode of Dark Shadows ever made. They put it out like once in this massive box set, and I was gonna pick it up one tax time. I decided to do other things with the money, but it was like $400.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand that the amount of TV you're getting with that, it was like a soap opera way back when. So that played every single day.
Huh.
Or we'll set 5 days a week.
Yeah.
So if you got 5 days a week, you're going over like a 15-year span, a little bit more. It started out as a black and white TV show, moved into color. You're talking a lot of stuff to watch there. So
that's some like Doctor Who level fucking commitment.
Yeah. I regret missing it.
You're engaged to that. You're married to that show. Yeah, no.
I mean, not
That's
even.
how I am with Stargate right now. Like
Stargate was crazy.
Stargate was the fucking shit. Like I grew up on Stargate. I'm like rewatching the first like 10 seasons right now, and like I never. I got into the first few seasons of Stargate Atlantis, and I never got into it after that because like SG-1 is my life. But I'm definitely considering getting like an outline of Teal'c's head and shoulders with Indeed across his face.
I think that
I love Christopher Judge so fucking much.
Christopher Judge.
Dude, he plays fucking Kratos in the God of War games. Like, there's so much shit that I had no idea all of these people were in.
Yeah.
And like, I never did any research on these people until like now that I'm on the podcast and shit.
Stargate was incredible.
God, way ahead of its time.
Yeah, great show to watch while smoking. I actually believe some of my first smoking that I did in my teens was watching Stargate.
I think I'm on season 6 right now.
But Stargate, I couldn't really get into it like to watch it religiously like most of my friends and cousins did.
It's all free on Hulu
now. Yeah, I know, and I just got Hulu.
SG-1's far better than the like Atlantis and stuff like that, honestly.
The original Stargate?
My whole obsession with Jason Momoa started with Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah?
Yeah. Those dreads.
He did wear dreads on that.
He did.
Remember.
Looked good with them.
So just to give you a little bit of an idea what I was talking about with that box set, the number of episodes for the TV show, which spanned from 1966 to 1971 as a soap opera. Yeah, that's a little over.
What's the name of it again?
It's Dark Shadows.
Oh, Barnabas Collins.
Barnabas Collins.
That was the man.
If you don't include the 91 remake.
It was terrible.
I think they made a series too, like a new remake of the series. No,
They made a movie.
but not the series.
Well, they had like 1991. They did a series for it. I
Yeah.
think they were looking to remake it again.
When I was little, I watched the original. They used to show it. They used to even show it. I remember even in the Spanish channel they showed it too.
Right.
Before NBC brought out way before all that. Because now NBC has like a Spanish channel. But back in the day, you used to be able to watch it in the English channel, and later at night you could watch it in the Spanish channel too.
Yeah.
So, this show came in at 1,225 episodes before it went off the air in 1971.
You know, I was gonna say 1,500 for my first case, and I'm like, I'm gonna overextend that.
That's still a lot of watching for like a half hour to 1 hour soap opera. So
I could finish it in a week, guaranteed.
They almost ruined the legacy of this television show with that Johnny Depp film that they did.
Yeah, no, I fucking I remember the movie, and I fucking hated it.
I know they did,
It
but
was terrible.
I never watched it. I don't know if I feel like I wasn't really interested in watching it.
I think that if you were a fan of the original show,
I guess that's why, because I loved was it Johnny Depp?
Yeah.
And I love him, but to me it was like
Not his best work.
I don't know how I feel about this shit.
Not his best work. It was definitely not worth the watch.
You take Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter, you put them together, you think you're going to get magic, and that time it didn't.
No.
I wonder if there's anywhere we could catch the Dark Shadow somewhere.
Okay,
the Prime's on the Hulu.
I think on Hulu or Prime, there is a vast majority of it for free, but there's major gaps.
Yeah.
And it was kind of deep. When I started watching True Blood, I don't know if you guys know that show from HBO about vampires.
I didn't watch it, but I know it.
There was a darkness about a lot of things that happened that reminded me a lot of Dark Shadows. Like the character of the guy, the main character dude, I enjoyed that a lot. And that's a reason why I didn't like the Twilight stuff. Because to me it was like too teenagey.
Yeah.
True Blood was like real grown up shit.
They took what was essentially a violent lore and turned it into something cute and sparkly.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
Which is the whole reason why I believe that Robert Pattinson right now as the Batman.
Oh no, he fucking hated that role.
They stupidly
hated the Edward Cullen role.
They
ruined him.
It ruined him.
I don't understand this little
all people
trend as of last couple of decades since 2000. They've been grabbing things that you're supposed to be scared of, aware, to give you some awareness, then make it cute. Like toxic relationships.
Yep.
Right.
Like some people act like being with somebody that's obsessed with you is okay. It's great.
That's because right now you're in the era of like e-girls and boys and shit and fucking like
everybody, nobody has enough attention.
That and fucking everyone's super into like the kawaii shit and fucking anime and fucking just like the cutesy shit and fucking it's oversimplifying
things that are really complicated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's oversimplifying stories that are not meant to be cute and cuddly.
You would think that with the evolution of entertainment at this day and time, certain shows will be made to give you awareness of how complicated a toxic relationship could be.
Yeah.
And probably how to get out of it while you can.
That's kind of why I appreciated the Harley Quinn movie. I don't know if either of you have seen it.
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see The Birds of Prey.
I'm not gonna ruin much about it for you, outside of the fact that she in the movie actually comes to a realization of how toxic that relationship really was, and she decides to get some closure by blowing up the place where she was thrown in the vat.
Yeah.
Like, that solidified their relationship.
Fucking, I don't know, the one thing I like about, like, the advertisements for the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie is the fact that you can tell it was made by a woman.
Right.
You can tell, like, she's not over-sexualized. The center of the screen is on her face, not on her tits. Fucking, she's not wearing a daddy's little monster fucking...
There is a fight scene. There is a fight scene in the movie where they're kicking ass, and she stops in the middle of the fight scene, says, "You need a hair tie?" Gives her a hair tie.
Yeah,
and
right.
They go right back about. But there's like, it's so fluid that it does not take away from the action. So it's like literally that goes right through it and right back into the action.
She's got like shorter pigtails.
So one gives the other a hair tie and they just keep fighting?
That was another part of her distancing himself from.
So he can't grab her by the hair. Yeah. Fucking, like that's what a lot of people did. That's what I did for a while. Like my ex beat the shit out of me, so I cut my hair really short so he couldn't grab me by the hair again. Fucking like I love this whole fucking portrayal of Harley Quinn in the Birds of Prey movie, like, and I haven't even fucking seen it yet.
I treat it as a standalone movie because a lot of this, it's a you know Scrubs, how it's almost all internal narrative. 90% of the movie is the same way. It's all internal narrative. So
like our Scorsese's film. So here I am, getting the shit bit out of me by this guy.
I think a lot of my appreciation came after watching the movie because you got to let certain elements sink in for a second.
Yeah.
But I really did like the Harley Quinn movie, and I'm hoping that they don't ruin it when they do this new Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
I've read about it, and I think men that don't understand feminism and why it exists should watch that movie.
Facts.
There's a lot of movies like that I really believe that they have a feminist flair on it without pulling punches.
But the thing is, you have to understand that just like there's toxic masculinity, there's toxic feminism. That doesn't mean feminism is bad.
Right.
Just like the fact that there's Fidel Castro or there was Hugo Chavez in Venezuela doesn't mean that socialism is bad.
Yeah. There are plenty of countries where socialism works just fine. Everyone just loves to bring up fucking Nazi Germany and fucking this and that and blah, blah, blah. And places where, and Venezuela, and places where it's failed because people abused the socialism. Like Denmark, fucking Norway, fucking like, what is it, Iceland?
Right.
Yeah, like all these places are doing just fucking fine. Canada, doing fine.
Doing great.
Yeah.
Actually.
You don't have to fucking wait.
You can get free healthcare even as a tourist.
You don't have to wait 2 months to get a fucking diagnosis on something so simple. Like, they'll have specialists there for you, ready to give you a diagnosis.
Tell me how ridiculous it is that this coronavirus shit hit the fan, and all we had was 2,000 tests prepared, countrywide.
What I would like to know is...
And they're not even, affordable to everyone.
That being said, before we really get into
Tea
what
time.
is the second part of our podcast, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break.
All right.
So that our sponsors can have their say.
Yeah.
If we still have sponsors left, I think we have one.
Okay.
And we love you.
Get ready for bullshit.
Hey, to our Facebook people here, we are looking for more sponsors. So, if you are a local business and would like to sponsor our podcast, reach out to us because we could use some sponsorship.
Yeah.
If you're not local, reach out to.
All right. And that being said, we're going to go ahead and let our sponsors have our say. Their say? They can have our say too. We talk for them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They can have our say. Okay.
And I, by here, give you my say.
Hello. Welcome back to Tea Time with Honey. All right, so this week we're talking about bullshit and everything, and as per usual, bullshit.
And things.
Things and stuff and bullshit and, well, yeah.
So to start off Tea Time this week, I got hit with some fucking shit at work. Someone reported me to my boss for my outfit at work being, quote-unquote, too distracting. Which is complete shit. I've worn this outfit multiple times. It's just a fucking knee-length skirt with like a small slit up the side and a tank top with a sweater over it. And my boss calls me into her office just after I get back from my smoke break, and she's like, just so you're aware, someone in the warehouse reported you to me for your outfit being too distracting while you're walking through to go smoke your cigarette. And I'm like, well, that's kind of bullshit because I've worn this plenty of times and it's never been an issue before. I guess someone just woke up on the bad side of the bed that day and just decided to pick on me for no fucking reason. The most antisocial person in the fucking building. And fucking...
Oh, because you know who exactly did.
I have no idea who it was.
Oh, okay.
She does, though. And, I didn't ask her who it was because I don't want her to think that I'm trying to start shit. But, I went to the bosses in the warehouse and I was like, you know who reported me? Because this is kind of bullshit. And my boss agreed with me that I was just projecting rape culture.
Yeah.
She and I have both seen multiple other women in the office with actual dress code violations. And they don't get spoken to. They don't get anything. Fucking, like, it's bullshit. And, like, my supervisor was telling me that, like, the bosses in the warehouse treat everyone like shit, and, like, her son used to work in the warehouse, and fucking, they treated him like shit. Like, most of the people that work in the press room fucking hate it. And, like, they're short a lot of people right now, so, like, everyone's stressed out, everyone's fucking this and that, and, like, they treat employees over there like we're in fucking middle school. Like, it's bullshit. And fucking, I know you said you wanted to, like, chime in on the whole dress code thing.
I'm gonna tell you this. If you let it get distracted to the point that you have to complain about it, something's really wrong with you.
Honestly, like, if you think that going to my boss behind my back is a brilliant fucking idea instead of just speaking to me like a fucking adult, I would have understood. I wouldn't have gone to fucking HR for sexual harassment or any of that. I would have been like, look, buddy, I'm not the fucking person you should be speaking to. If anything, you should be speaking to the people who are getting distracted. The fuck? I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just going out for my fucking break. It's not like I'm walking up to people in the warehouse like, oh, hey, what's up, how's it going? Shooting the shit fucking while they're working with big machinery.
So, I mean, I feel like I'm going to say this, and I'm going to out somebody at my daughter's old school.
Yeah.
I feel like kind of what you're saying, but I think it says more about the person that called you out than anything
That's
else.
what I'm saying. Like, if you're getting distracted, like...
If you're getting distracted, find another fucking job.
So my oldest daughter attends a local high school. I'm not going to call out the high school or anything like that because it's not my business to call people out on their home field because this guy still works for the school. But the guy, he sent my daughter home on multiple occasions for wearing outfits that were too distracting in class. And it's not that anybody else had come up to him and said that these were too distracting, but the teacher himself.
He took it upon himself
Why
to
the
have that
fuck are you
opinion.
employing someone who is looking at children like this?
That's
Who is
exactly
getting
what-
distracted by children in whatever outfit they're wearing. If you're getting distracted by a child, that is...
God forbid the men see that we have thighs or shoulders.
The thing is that my daughter pointed out, and she would point out when I drive her to school that some of these kids are wearing the same things that she was wearing. It is just because she happened to be a slender, good-looking girl that this was a distraction. It was if that outfit was on one of these other girls, not so much a distraction.
Oh, he said that. He said that too?
No, he didn't say that. My daughter was pointing that out.
Oh! I was about to go strangle that guy myself.
He found her distracting.
And I don't have a daughter.
He found her distracting in that outfit.
Yeah, no, it's.
If you have an employee who's getting distracted by children, report him to the fucking police.
Yeah.
Or at least, I mean, my daughter stopped me from actually going to the school and having a conversation with the principal about this because she was almost out of the class as it was. It's like, I'm moving on to the next year, I don't have to deal with him.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but the next person's going to have to deal with him, and the next person that he sends home is going to have to deal with him until finally he doesn't find somebody distractive, he finds somebody attractive.
I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around certain things I hear about, the whole rape culture thing. I mean, I am a man and I admire the beauty of women. And if a woman looks good, she walks by, I look, continue going about my damn day. Do I really need to stare to the point where it's distracting from doing my job? Like,
yeah, right? How fucking innocent do you have to be?
And then in the case of this teacher, a kid.
Right? Like, that's... Dude literally just outed himself as a fucking pedophile.
Basically.
Like, and... oh, God. Don't even fucking get me started on the teacher.
That's just crazy.
Yes, I remember the other teacher.
Don't even get me started on my old fucking culinary teacher. So...
No, get started. I'm going to start you. Go ahead.
Yeah,
get
no.
started. Rev it up.
So there was this culinary teacher at my old high school who not a lot of people liked because he was very intimidating. He was scary. He was always angry and fucking like he was just not a great guy. And I guess recently he got fired from the high school that he transferred to. I think he was working at Essex after the Vogue, and he got fired because he was accused of touching a boy. Ooh, yeah. And like, God knows how many other students this happened to before someone actually spoke out. Like, I'm never, ever going to
play the church elder
side.
game where you just move people around so that nobody really pays attention.
I'm never going to take the side of the accused unless there's actual proof that they didn't fucking do it. Because nowadays, you can't fucking, like, oh God, you can't go anywhere without thinking that someone is a rapist. Like, women, oh God. Tripping over myself.
I know what you say, because I've been accused of things, but falsely accused of things. But those are things that I had done before. Nobody had told me you touched the kid, and I didn't, but I really didn't do it before neither.
Yeah.
Just as a quick side note, just because I feel like I should bring this up. I was thinking about getting a little soundboard for our podcast, but now I'm just realizing we just need to get you aggravated about things.
Yeah, right?
You make plenty.
Get me started.
Just get you started. You make plenty of interesting sound effects.
Okay, one thing that we could do is, what is your least favorite movie? Let's watch that for next week. We got a great time, the whole podcast.
Oh God.
We're not watching Romeo and Juliet again.
No. Oh God, no.
We'll get great sound.
Fuck this shit. Like, I don't even know, dude. Like, I was on that whole like fuck Johnny Depp train before the evidence came out that Amber Heard was the one abusing him.
And that also shows you that you can't really believe what you're reading until...
Exactly. Like, you can't believe anybody these days.
We've become a country of guilty until proven innocent.
At some point, he just got so annoyed by the whole thing that it seemed like he was just uninterested. Believe what you want, and he wasn't even caring to tell his side of the story, really.
Well...
Yeah, that's because he didn't have he didn't want to like come out with this whole fucking solid evidence shit. He just wanted to move on with his fucking life.
Exactly.
She cut off his fucking finger, dude.
That's crazy.
So I think
and she still has her job on Aquaman after Johnny Depp lost his job as fucking Jack Sparrow. That's bullshit.
I think that the Me Too movement. And a lot, and I'm not saying that was a bad thing. I'm just saying that there were a lot of people that used it for their own purposes, for their 15 minutes of fame.
Exactly, and it completely negates everyone else's fucking stories. It completely fucking nullifies anyone who actually decides to speak out, because now everyone thinks that people are just using the Me Too movement as a way to get attention.
So I'm gonna just throw my own personal hat in the ring here, and I'm going to say that for this podcast, we are on the Justice for Johnny Depp train here.
Fuck yeah.
We are not on the Amber Heard train,
Johnny.
And that says nothing against the Me Too movement. That just says that, you know what? In some cases, guys have to deal with domestic violence, rape, and all sorts of stuff too.
Yep.
Yes.
And if anything, he should be able to hashtag Me Too as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
It happens to men just as much as it happens to women. The only reason that there aren't any actual statistics on it is because men don't speak out, because they get seen as weak.
I was going to say, as weird as it sounds, there's more stigma to a guy admitting to that kind of abuse than there is for a woman to admit to that kind of abuse.
Yeah, because if a man speaks out about his abuse, his rape, his fucking this and that,
what did you do? Why didn't you put a stop to it? What are you talking about? I'm the kind of guy that's not going to raise my hand to a woman, and I get abused for it, and technically I'm the one that's...
I don't know if either of you guys saw Super.
Yes.
With Rainn Wilson and fucking...
And that was a weird, creepy movie, too.
This chick... what's her fucking name?
Was that Ellen Page?
Yes. Ellen Page. Ellen Page raped fucking Rainn Wilson.
Yeah.
And, like... It gets played off as this fucking goofy little scene, but like, what the fuck? They take it so lightheartedly, and it's just like, this is not fucking okay.
He was also a bit mental in that movie too, so it was like her taking sexual advantage of a mental patient. So
yeah,
we lost everyone for a minute there.
Yeah, no, I'm replying to a text.
Everybody kind of zoned out.
But like, it's fucking bullshit. The whole stigma behind men and the Me Too movement is so minimal.
Yeah.
But
to men that speak out about their abuse.
And it's more because of shame than fear.
Exactly.
A lot of men don't want to say that a woman beat them up.
Exactly, because then they get shit on by their friends, by coworkers, by anyone on the internet.
Because you as a man are supposed to be this still. That's the
You're
still
supposed to be
stigma.
the strong version.
The stronger
of the sexes,
yeah.
right? That's what the stereotype is.
And that's the way that is being put on us as men. That we don't want to come out and say, I'd allow a girl to beat me up.
And I hear that one thing that when guys get like sexually abused or have been raped and everything. Well, nothing could have happened to you that you didn't like. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been able to do anything during that. They couldn't have done anything to you because if you didn't enjoy it, you wouldn't have gotten.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I used to think the same thing too. And the things I've read about the whole thing, it's pretty crazy and it's pretty possible.
I knew this girl. She was arrested a little while back, but she actually date raped 3 guys.
I fucking believe it.
She dosed them with, I think, was it GHB and Viagra?
Oh my god. Okay. Don't get me started on that shit. My ex.
And then let me finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She claimed these guys raped her.
So she did that just so she could claim that they raped her.
Tell me she went to a hospital and
They
got
believed
raped
her
after.
They believed her up until the 3rd guy.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd guy was the only one that came forward and said, I don't remember any of this. And they tested his system and they found the GHB in his system with the Viagra. And they were like, okay, now we know what happened.
Yeah. Fucking. I had an ex. And, this was back in my psychedelic days. fucking robo-tripping and acid and shrooms and fucking all this shit. And I had an ex who we went to his ketamine dealer's house and he they didn't have any drugs for him. So he decided to take a full big ass shot glass of liquid G. And he roofied himself for a high. And he was knocked out at his fucking dealer's house for 3 hours and I'm just sitting on the couch what do I do? And then my friend's mom shows up from Haverhill. I was down in fucking Milford. Not Milford. Milford? Starts with an Medford.
Medford, okay.
Medford. I was down in Medford and my friend's mom from Haverhill shows up and fucking I lost my goddamn mind. She this woman, I've known her since I was 3 years old in church.
Okay.
And the only way I know her is from church. Her husband is the pastor. Or not her husband, her brother is the pastor. And I just fucking lost my mind. And I'm what do I do? My boyfriend's passed out. He roofied himself. My friend's mom is here and fucking shit. And then she opens the satchel that she has and she's got pounds of weed with her. And I'm like, Joanne, what are you doing? She's like, oh, hey, Nicole. I'm like,
mind blown right now. Just
what do I do? Why are you at my
processing.
boyfriend's ketamine dealer's house? It's so strange, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I just fucking mind blown.
Okay, so that was a little off track.
It was off track. It had nothing to do with rape culture or anything like that. But this the whole drugs and fucking GHB and fucking. Oh my god!
So to go ahead and cap the rape culture portion of the tea time theory, I'm just going to say that I'm on your side. That person should have come to you instead of going to HR. I don't understand.
No, they didn't even go to HR.
What did they do?
They went to my boss. The boss that sits in my office.
Went to your boss.
My boss, yeah. They didn't go to HR. They didn't say anything to HR because they know that my fucking outfit wasn't against company dress code. They just wanted to make a fucking deal about it. And,
if you're distracted by the outfit,
leave.
Pay attention to your computer instead of the people walking by.
Right? Fucking pay attention to the giant fucking machinery that you're supposed to be working on. Shit, man. I got into this whole debate with my cousin over rape culture when that whole Me Too got spray painted on the VJ Day Kiss statue.
Yeah.
After George Mendonça died.
Mm-hmm.
And I made a whole post about it. I was like, fuck George Mendonça. I don't give a shit if he died. I don't give a shit if he was a veteran. He was a fucking piece of shit. He went around. Do you know the actual story behind the VJ Day Kiss?
We actually talked about it on the last podcast.
Yeah,
yes.
we did. Okay,
so you know it though.
No.
Okay, so this guy.
Somebody needs to learn.
So you know that iconic kiss after World War II?
The first kiss. I didn't know it before then, but I remember I was talking about it.
Yeah, so
he just grabbed somebody and kissed her.
That's the thing. It wasn't just her. The photographer. Stated
I remember the story.
Grabbing multiple
I just didn't
know.
I'm saying I didn't know it before then because I remember I was talking about
it. And I went on a whole fucking rant about how this statue, the photo, all of it idolizes rape culture. And my cousin's like, rape culture is not a real thing, and this and that, blah blah blah. And if that's sexual assault, then I've done it plenty of times, and this and that, and I've been sexually assaulted. And I'm like, yes, that's an actual fucking thing. Like, you don't touch people without their fucking consent. You don't shove your tongue down someone's throat if they don't fucking know you. Like, it's not that hard to fucking comprehend. My uncle went on a whole thing about how he's done it before at bars in front of his wife. And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like, I can't believe I'm fucking related to you, bro. Like,
wait. Did you say in front of his wife?
In front of his wife, and she has no problem with it. I mean, whatever floats your fucking boat, bro. But like, come on.
Like,
have some.
But you don't grab people. Just grab people and force kiss them.
No. Like, fucking. They'll be out. My uncle and his wife will be out at a bar and fucking. Well, my aunt. But they'll be out at like a bar, and my uncle will be all like flirty with other women and shit, and she totally like doesn't give a shit about it. And that's
is she flirting with other guys out there too?
That's just their relationship. But like, dude, like it's just it feels like they're trying to be poly, but they're doing it more like, oh, it's just like a kink for them. It's like they're.
Is it a kink, or is it just the wife sitting there going, he does this kind of thing and I just kind of accept it?
Yeah, honestly, it seems like that.
Sounds like.
It's not so much really a kink thing. It's more of a. I mean, is she cool with it?
She's cool. Like, my aunt's cool as shit, but like.
Okay, no, I'm not saying that she's cool. I mean, is she cool with him doing this stuff?
I mean, she seems to be cool with it.
Or does she just seem like the kind of person that I don't want to say anything because
I don't really like chill with my family like that anymore. So like, I don't know if she's actually cool with it or she just tolerates it. And like, my uncle's like, oh well, it's not sexual assault if this and that, blah blah. I'm like, no, dude, if you don't know them, don't fucking touch them, don't kiss them, don't fucking put your hands on them, don't do anything. Just keep your fucking shit to yourself, bro. And he's like, oh, well, I might as well, I'm worried for my sons and this and that, blah, blah, because everything's rape culture and sexual assault. I'm like, bro, it's a simple matter of keep your shit to your fucking self.
So,
like, if you don't want to be labeled as a predator, don't act like a fucking predator.
Exactly.
I think that a lot of things that go on in general, and I'm not going to say, like, it's now, because it was going on back then, too. But, I mean, you can't, to protect yourself, you got to understand who you're around, who you're with. You don't do one-night stands, you don't do stuff like that because of the fact that you don't know who you're getting involved with.
Exactly.
You could get involved with that girl, like that person that I was talking about, the one that basically dosed 3 different guys and then accused them of rape. I knew another girl who went around town and, like, if some guy one-night standed her, immediately called rape.
Yeah.
You know, there was a couple of people that I dealt with.
Fucking, like,
I lived in a very heavily white bread town with a lot of wealthy people, and some stuff went on around there that I got wind of from some of the, I want to call the underbelly of that town.
These fucking...
The underbelly.
These white fucking suburban bullshit couples think they're so fucking untouchable.
Yeah.
It drives me insane.
And I believe some of them might actually be listening to this podcast or watching this.
I fucking hope you are, bitch.
And to be honest with you, I mean,
learn something.
I think some of them have. I mean, I honestly, who they are now compared to what they were when I was growing up with them, they're very different people. And I think some of them have learned some, like, you know, knew what was going on inside of. I'm going to distance myself with the bullshit that was going on over here.
Yeah.
But I really do think a lot of them changed for the good. A lot of people that moved on from that town and left that aren't still stuck there went on and moved on and did something better than what they were stuck in the middle of.
Yeah.
Some of them never got better, and I know a few of them still, and I feel for them. But other than that.
Like, that whole debate over rape culture with my cousin, his friends were, like, posting in the comments saying shit like, oh, you're the kind of person who would fall in love with her rapist and shit like that. And my cousin's just letting it happen. And I'm like, wow, so much for fucking family, right, bro? Like, shit. He told me never to speak to him or ask him for anything ever again after that fucking conversation. I'm like, wow, bro, like, you're really gonna debate with someone who's been raped, who's been sexually assaulted, who's been abused, who's been on the shit end of that stick?
If you do not believe that rape culture...
What would the person say? What would that... Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm going to finish my statement very quickly. You say
Yeah.
If you do not believe that rape culture exists, you are part of the problem that created rape culture.
Yeah.
You're a rape apologist.
Go on.
I'm just mind-boggled by the little part that you've seen that you would fall in love with your rape.
Right? What the fuck is that shit?
Why would you tell that to anybody?
It's literally just to get under my skin.
Why would you think that of anybody?
It was literally just them trying to get under my skin. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this conversation. I'm at work anyway.
I think it's actually... we look at social media in general as sort of a step forward. I think it's a step backwards the way it's being used.
Yeah.
There's so much misinformation. There's so many trolls that hide behind their keyboard that feel empowered to say what they say. If you got the same person face to face, they wouldn't say a damn thing to you.
No, absolutely
However, they're behind a keyboard. They don't have to look you in the eye. They don't have to say these things to you face to face.
Exactly. And most people know that if someone were to say this shit to my face, I'll fucking deck you.
And that's what I'm saying, though. It's literally a whole bunch of castrated little cunts walking. I'm going to say that.
They're incels.
Walking around and acting like trolls behind their little
keyboard warriors.
Whether it's their phone, whether it's their computer, whatever, and they spend their day acting like little trolls.
Yeah, and honestly, these are probably actual rapists. The people who think that rape culture is not a real thing.
I wouldn't go that far.
No.
A lot of these trolls, I don't, like I said, castrated. I don't think a lot of them have the balls. A lot of them.
Honestly, no, you're probably right. A lot of them are probably just incels.
Yeah. And most of the rapists aren't going to be that way to you on Facebook. They're going to be on your side.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to try and be all nice and buddy-buddy until they can try and get in your pants, and then they start calling you a bitch and cunt and this and that, and I'm going to fucking rape you and murder your whole family if you don't fuck me.
But they will say that to your face.
Yeah.
But they won't do it online.
Yeah,
Big difference.
Big difference.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're going to move on from that portion. We're going to move on to something else. Let's go.
Okay, coronavirus shit.
Okay, yeah.
This is
so we're going on. This is a continual subject for us lately. And I actually went back. We went back a little bit. I went maybe back to just after the Scott Pilgrim podcast that we did, around episode maybe 31, 33. I actually was listening to us in the car one day, and I heard us actually discussing this before the coronavirus crap hit the fan. There was an outbreak of plague in China that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the fact that we are so unprepared for these kinds of things to actually happen here in our country. This was weeks before the coronavirus thing even hit the fan.
There's still minor outbreaks of the bubonic plague going around.
I personally think
it's being controlled. Mm-hmm. But it's not getting all this fucking media attention because the second anybody hears the words bubonic plague, it's the end of the fucking world.
I'm going to conspiracy theory something real quick here. I personally think that there is a high likelihood that governments around the world have realized that a lot of our climate change issue is because of the overpopulation of the planet, and they devised a plan to
population control.
Do a bit of population control without really... Because, I mean, what other reason would you have for disbanding a vast majority of the CDC and health protections around the world?
I mean, look at what happened to that fucking hotel. Did you see the hotel thing?
Mm.
A hotel in China hosting, what is it, a couple of thousand quarantined coronavirus? There was only 33 cases in that hotel that were positive for coronavirus, but the rest of them were quarantined.
Yeah,
and
everybody.
Somehow this fucking hotel accidentally collapses. That's not a fucking accident. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, no, it's not a coincidence.
Controlled demolition.
Yes, exactly. Fucking Twin Tower shit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But Rick Santini.
Inside job.
Rick Santini goes on record. He's since apologized, but he went on record as saying that to spare the economy, we should just go ahead and infect everybody in the country with the coronavirus, just to get it over with. And that's one of the things that we were talking about when we came in here today. That
oh my God, people need to probably run to the head what they're gonna say before saying it.
Yeah, no.
Because every time I hear that being repeated, I kind of get angry and would like to have them in front of me.
This is basically just like a countrywide chickenpox party
Yeah.
that he's trying to suggest.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, pretty much.
Infect everyone.
Chickenpox pool.
They don't even have enough fucking treatments for more than fucking 2,000 people. Like, come on. The fuck is on top of that, the Trump administration already said that these vaccines, these treatments, are not going to be affordable to everyone.
Yeah.
And a good majority of the country already doesn't have fucking insurance because they can't fucking afford it.
That's basically just like saying the only people that are going to be able to afford to this are my buddies.
Exactly. That's what he's saying. This fucking motherfucker.
Because the people that are currently running the country do not give a crap about the
No, they don't.
They give a crap about their bottom. That's why people like this say shit like this. Because
they don't think about the bottom of the barrel fucking people.
The 11 million people that are going to die because this is if they infect the entire country, it doesn't matter to them because it helps their bottom dollar. It doesn't help us.
Yeah, like these billionaires, these politicians are not taking into consideration the fact that there are hundreds and thousands, fucking millions of people working in food industry and services in all of these places who don't have paid time off, who don't get sick days, who don't get this time off, and fucking they're just gonna be spreading the infection no matter what. Like they're gonna lose their jobs if they take a day off because they're fucking sick with the coronavirus, and then they're gonna be stuck with life fucking debt bills from fucking medical expenses. Like it's just oh god.
Yeah. It's weird. You're basically making lose if you do, lose if you don't.
Exactly. There's no fucking winning for anyone in the middle fucking lower classes.
They're not helping you stay healthy, but you cannot also afford to get sick.
I'm going to be honest, I don't see a lot of help coming from either party at all.
No, not at all. See, like, I would understand the whole, like, the coronavirus party thing, get everyone infected, if we had Medicare for all. I would understand if we had universal health care and everyone would be able to get treated. But we don't. And this is just propaganda for them to try and make more money off fucking insurance companies.
Do you know how callous and evil it makes our country look to even have anybody in a position of power say, we have treatments
just not
for
for
this
everyone.
life-threatening virus, but not everyone's going to be able to afford to do it. And you think to yourself, this should be like the fucking flu shot. It should be free. Period.
Yeah.
It makes me want to shoot myself in the
I'm
fucking
sorry,
face again.
you may not be able to afford to live. You may not be able to afford to take care of yourself well enough to live. And that's like literally saying that they're taking a pot shot at everybody that lives below upper middle class.
Yep.
That's like just saying, you know what, your lives, I'm sorry, it's just not worth it to try to protect you.
No.
And the fact that anybody would still vouch for our current government is just... I'm going to make my own sounds now.
It's all about control. It's all about
stubborn stupidity. It's what it's called at this point with them.
It's all about control. It's a power trip for these people.
Yeah.
Just fucking keep the masses dumb, keep them sick, keep them hungry, keep them weak, so that they don't speak out, so that they don't have their own opinions, so that they don't have their own thoughts.
Yeah.
Fucking keep them compliant.
Keep them too busy
to be able
maintaining what little they have to be able to do anything
about
in opposition.
Yeah. Like,
that's the big thing.
That's exactly what it is, and it's fucking driving me insane. Like, we need a revolution. We need reform. We need something better than what the fuck we have.
I'm gonna be
Obviously,
honest.
capitalism isn't fucking working for any of us.
I'm going to be honest. I don't see that change. I wouldn't see that changing under Sanders. I don't see that changing under Biden.
No.
I see
Honestly,
small
no.
changes.
I could see like minor changes under Sanders. I don't see it happening under Biden. Like I miss the days when all I knew about Biden was he had a huge crush on Obama and we had all those cutesy little memes about them. That's what I miss. But then like all this information came out about him being pro-segregation and the way he acts around young women and children, like makes me so uncomfortable. Like I used to love Biden up until I found out who he really was deep down.
So
and now, like, his existence just makes me uncomfortable. Like, at least Sanders is the only candidate that fucking is consistent with his policies.
I personally think that more people down here should be running for state office.
Absolutely. People like AOC, people who have worked in service industries, people who know what it's like to be in the lower middle classes.
That's what our country was built off of initially.
Exactly.
It was built off of hard-working men. Well, okay, I'm going to say men because that's what it was back then.
Back then, yeah.
Okay, I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm just talking facts.
No, back then it wasn't a thing for women to work.
It was built off of people that worked out in the fields, that worked their own land, that did what they had to do, and then they come in, they did their time in office, and they went back to the fields.
Yeah.
And that's what it was built off of. And yes, there was more sexism, segregation, and so on and so forth way back when.
And I hope a lot of you bitches take offense to this, but maybe a government built by a bunch of fucking white slave owners is not the best government ever.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourselves.
Exactly.
Like, we need reform. We need at least an update on the Constitution. We need fucking
There's
a few things that are definitely dated.
Everything needs to be redone to keep up with how we're progressing. Like, oh my god.
Definitely.
Oh god, there's so much shit that drives me fucking insane. Like, I wish I was still in middle school when I didn't know anything about any of this shit.
Yeah.
My whole family can't fucking stand me now because I'm like, fuck this, fuck the country, fuck the United States, fuck politicians.
Why they can't stand you? What is it that they want you to think or say?
A lot of my family is Republican or conservative in some way. My mother identifies her whole political stance as independent, but she's more like Republican leaning.
So my question is,
she's a closet Republican.
When I hear somebody call themselves Republican, the first question that I want to ask is, are you informed Republican or do you vote Republican? Because that's how everybody in your family votes.
Anytime I hear someone say they're a Republican, my immediate thought is you're racist, probably.
There was a time where it was to be Democrat that was equated with that.
Exactly.
But right now it's what it is.
It is what it is. That's just how the majority of the party is portraying themselves.
Yeah. Say the question being is, are you voting to spite the other party? Or are you voting because you legitimately online with the values that are presented by that party?
Exactly.
And in most cases, a lot of people that I talk to, they try to come up with reasons, but for the most of the part, I feel like it's more of, fuck Democrats, fuck Republicans.
More excuses than reasons.
Yeah.
And that's because our current political parties have made sure that there is a fucking hard line, a wall in the sand. Because they want you on one side, they want you on the other side, and they want you to understand that the person on the other side of that wall, that is your enemy. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not here and I'm not there, but I'll be honest, Republicans are not my enemy, and Democrats are not my enemy.
No.
Those people are not my enemies. My enemy are people that would literally destroy this country callously in the name of the almighty dollar.
Yeah.
That is my enemy.
And that's really what's going to end up destroying everything. Greed. Not terrorism, not drugs, not illegal immigration, none of that. Greed, plain and simple.
And religion.
I would like to have a sustainable amount of wealth myself. However, I do not want to do that at the cost of my next door neighbor.
Exactly.
At the cost of their health, at the cost of their well-being. I am not the guy that wants to step on your head to get to the next rung.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, that's going to make me a poor guy for a long time, because how the country's currently built, it is built off of other people stepping on other people's backs.
Oh, hang on. What was that fucking lyric?
Oh, okay.
Hold up. I'm gonna find something.
You're gonna find something?
I'm going to the Google.
So I'm not that guy. I am very much, I would love to have a sustainable amount of wealth, but I want to drag you along with me. I would love to see you doing well, too. I want to see you doing well. I want to see my next door neighbor. I want to see the guy across from the aisle doing well as well. I don't want to see people suffer. I don't want to take your money because that makes me wealthy. Mm-hmm. That's not the kind of guy I am. However, unfortunately, it seems like a lot of people are in that mindset of, fuck everyone, I'm going to do for me. And I kind of get why you get to that mindset. There's not a lot of people working on people. There's not a lot of people working for you, looking out for you. And so you get isolated. You get stuck behind your computer. You get stuck in the troll universe. All these people who would rather sit here and drag you down and knock you down rather than talk to you and see who you are as a human being and maybe see your side. right? The people you were talking about, who would rather sit here on the other side and say you would fall in love with your rapist, instead of try to see your side.
Exactly.
You know, it's like it's not. I don't want to see your side. Fuck your side. This is what I think.
Yeah.
And
honestly, that's how I've been with a lot of these arguments. Like, I don't want to see your side because, a lot of the times that I'm getting into these arguments, they're being rape apologists, is what they're doing.
The thing is that I don't think you're that way. The more that I talk to you, the more that I see. You do see other people's sides. The problem is that when other people come at you with their side, it's so fucking ludicrously one-sided.
I don't understand!
Makes you wish you didn't give him a chance to talk.
Oh god, it does, honestly. Like, why did I shut up to let you say this? Why did I give you a moment to speak? Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit. You're just a waste of me shutting up.
I think that the problem is that, like, that's why this little group works. Because we all have kind of differing opinions on different subjects, but we're all willing to sit down at the table and we're all willing to talk to each other and see everybody else's sides.
Yeah, like, at least this is a fucking healthy debate.
Yeah.
But, like, when I get into these debates with people on, like, the Hateful 411 page, it's just that they're just being rape apologists, or they're like, oh, well, if you stay in an abusive relationship, you deserve to get the shit kicked out of you. Why aren't you smart enough to just leave? Like, it's not that fucking easy. Like,
it's way more complicated. That's because
there's
abuse.
So much deeper shit than that.
The first thing that abuse will do, and the history of slavery will tell you, is that it weakens your will.
Dude, fucking, like, I stayed in one of the most fucking abusive relationships of my life for 8 months. Because the dude kept threatening my family, my daughter, fucking, like, I told him I was going to get a restraining order after he broke my fucking nose, and his response was to tell me that he's going to go after my fucking 3-year-old daughter if I got a restraining order. Like, who the fuck does that? Like, what is going through your mind where if your now ex-girlfriend is saying she's getting a restraining order, like, the dude's already been to fucking prison.
Okay, we've actually been asked by the owners of the facility to try to keep the cursing at a minimum. We are doing a public podcast, so we do have to understand there are other people in the building. And so I'm going to respect Mr. Kelly and his establishment. We are here at the Steampunk Cafe, and a lot of the subjects that we talk about definitely get us very, very heated. So what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead, and we're not going to wrap up the podcast quite yet, but I'm going to go and move on to this little thing. So we're not going to do Pitch Storm or anything today. I got a nice little deck here. It is called ATI Answer the Internet. It is by Barstool Sports and KFC Radio.
All right.
Which I'm going to have to find out what KFC Radio means.
Kentucky Fried Chicken Radio. I want to call it that.
I don't think it has anything to do with
I really don't want you to find out now. You're going to kill my dream.
Yeah, I get it. This is a family establishment. We're not doing this in the hole that is my apartment. So if we are
I get it too.
If we're asked to keep it down, we'll keep it down. And I will go ahead and throw an apology out to Mr.
Sorry, Kelly.
Kentucky Fried Chicken Radio.
Because Kelly's a good guy. He's allowed us to come in here, and we want to be able to come back.
Kelly's a great guy. So not so much.
This lovely little question set here. I think you're supposed to use the internet to be able to go and see what other people answered. We're not going to do that. I'm going to ask a few questions here, and a lot of these are very personal. Some of them are a little weird. Some of them are poll type questions.
What
would you do, or what would this be? But
answer the internet.
Okay. Wow, a lot of these are actually rather filthy because I looked at this right here. Questions as fucked up as you are.
Okay.
So we're gonna go right off the bat with
I'm ready now.
With one of the purple questions, which is debate the internet, and these are rather blue questions as Miss B got the privilege of reading one just before we started the podcast today. I'm not starting with that one.
No, thank God.
If every time...
Sports.
If every time you finish sex, a song played, what song would you want it to be?
Wait, what was the question?
If every time you finished having sex, a song played, what song would you want it to be?
I just had sex.
Champions. Champions by Queen. We are the champions. my friend. As I smoke my cigarettes and stare outside.
Well, I would say
I don't smoke cigarettes, but as I smoke and look outside.
I would say Bad Touch. No, that actually sounds like a beginning song, not so much a finishing song.
Bad Touch.
Bad Touch. That sounds like that sounds more like a four-place.
Have you?
But I know what song you're talking about. But no, I like Champions. Even if I did miserably at it, I'll stand super proud.
Yep. No.
I
just had sex.
Thinking I was just great.
And it felt so.
We are the champions.
Anything
I'm
not R.
standing
Kelly.
there like, no, never
put
that.
My penis inside of her.
Okay. I really wish we had Seth here.
I know, right?
Because he would love these.
This will be made for Seth.
Okay. So another sex-related question.
God.
If you could see a sex tape with any two movie characters in it, who would it be? Movie characters. That's a debatable one.
I have to.
You have to? Go ahead.
Oh yeah. What was the name? Oh, Trinity from The Matrix.
Oh.
And Harley Quinn.
Okay, so we're going for a lesbian sex tape. Harley Quinn and Trinity.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carrie-Ann, that's basically Carrie-Ann Moss and Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I want to see more Carrie-Ann than Margot.
Olivia Wilde and Keanu Reeves.
Ooh.
Olivia Wilde and Keanu Reeves. Okay, so
That would be very pretty.
Olivia Wilde's fucking hot.
I went like complete comedic spoof in my head. I did not come up with a good couple.
Of course, because it's you.
So my brain went to Anna Faris and Jack Black.
Oh wow.
I went.
Oh no!
Now we'll have to look at the faces
Because
to put them together in my brain.
I don't want something that's going to be atypical. I want something that is going to make me laugh, and
Right?
that's where I
the
went.
goofiest shit
Just
Anna Faris and Jack Black.
or if I have to say it, I would want to see the tape that they featured in Friends, Ross and Rachel. Where they're like, "Hey, you look good. Yeah, I kind of look good. What are you doing there?" I said, oh no, turn it off.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the other one that I would want to see.
Well,
Okay.
Jack Black, man. Just imagine the look of seduction.
No, thank you.
You've seen it many times while he's trying to play the guitar, and he's always
Yeah, right.
yeah. That I believe
His whole character in fucking Tenacious D.
yeah, I believe that his whole character in Tenacious D is probably his seduction face.
I couldn't help to remember that part in Natural Libre and say, "Can I borrow some sweats?"
Yes. Okay.
Oh god.
All I can imagine Jack Black's sex face is just
Yeah.
just angrily biting his bottom lip.
Say thank you for giving us an audio because they only got the visual of it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of poll of the internet questions. It's sort of would you rather or what would you do kind of questions here.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good one right off the bat. They're very perverse. Would you rather have a 3-inch dick or only last 30 seconds during sex?
I'll find a way to make do with 3 inches.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'd rather try to make do.
I'll try to make the best use of whatever God gave me.
I will find a way. I'll find tantric books.
I'll find a way, cause
I mean,
that will be a problem.
Okay.
I'd have to take.
Look at it on the other side. Would you rather have your boy have a 3-inch dick
I'd
or
take
only last
the
30
inches
seconds?
because fucking toys are a thing.
Yeah.
There you go. There are also, if you troll the internet just a little bit, just look around a little bit, there are things that you can actually strap in place that help with that as well.
Exactly.
So,
But
Yeah,
there's also pumps.
There's all kinds of things, but
Is-
30 seconds is a very bad problem.
No, can't do it.
okay.
Okay. Is it during actual sex or like?
Listen,
Does
30
it include foreplay too?
No.
It's everything.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
30 seconds is 30 seconds.
Even if you have to be out.
That means once everything starts, you're done.
I'm gonna tell you
Almost.
this: 30 seconds feels more like 30 seconds when you have 2 hours before. So yeah, no,
that's frustrating. No, I can't do that.
There's no making up. Really, no making up for 30 seconds.
No, I can't do that.
There's no amount of anything you can do before or after. Because the shame will be unbearable.
The other person's in the corner just crying, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to be over here finishing up. Thank you for the effort.
It doesn't happen all the time. Only 99%. Yeah, no.
That being said, I think I'm going to go with the first rather than the latter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you find ways around that.
Like I said, I'll get
30 seconds is
3 seconds. I will figure out how to be 33 seconds. Wow, that's even worse. 30 seconds. I'll figure out how to be tantric real quick before I deal with that.
I'd probably have to shoot myself in the fucking head at that point again. Like.
Yeah, because 30 seconds is bad enough, but 30 seconds feel more like 3 seconds when you have a couple of hours of work.
Hey, look. Yeah. You're married with 3 kids in the house and no privacy. You learn what 30 seconds is real quick. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Mood.
Well, I've been there. I know the deal. But no, I'd rather just wait till some other time.
Yeah.
So next question: would you rather spend a year dating somebody with a 10 body and a 5 face, or a 5 body and a 10 face?
5 body 10 face. Are you kidding me? Dad bods are the shit.
Well, the thing is that what you consider a 10 body may not be considered a 10 body. So that's all perspective.
Exactly.
So it has to be something that you would consider.
Shit.
I'm gonna tell you this. It depends. You said marry, spend the rest of your life with?
No, it's just dating for a year. So would you
for a year?
Spend a year dating somebody with a 5 body and a 10 face, or a 10 body and a 5
just for
face?
a year?
For a year.
Oh no, I will say.
I'll take the 5 face.
I'll take the 5 face and the 10 body.
Yeah.
I've done the 5 face many a time.
Yeah, like, shit, man.
That's not a problem. Usually 5 faces have 10 personalities, and if they have a 10 body, I probably might take longer than a year. I'll take my time. Yeah. But there's a problem with the 5 bodies.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, hey man, a 5 body is way better than a 1 body.
Well, yeah.
Like, it's all a matter of perspective.
It is all a matter of perspective, but yeah, I'll deal with a 5 face.
Okay, so simple question of semantics here: is 28 years old too old to date an 18-year-old?
I'm sorry, 20 years older?
Is 28 too old to date an 18-year-old?
Yes. 18 is the person just became legal.
That's basically someone grooming a child.
I was on the other end of it. At one point, I was on the other end of it at one point. I actually was 17, dated a 28-year-old.
Oh yeah, no, I was on that end too. I was 17.
See, that's not that bad.
Well, why isn't it? So that's see, it's a matter of perspective. It depends upon what end you're on.
When I was 17, I had like this huge thing with a guy that was 10 years older.
I would say perspective.
I had a thing with a guy that was 10 years older than me.
But how old were you?
17.
Oh.
And like we never actually like had sex or did anything like that. Like we made out a couple times, but like that's it. I didn't let him fucking like go too far. But
you were 17.
that is too far. I was 17. I was underage. I was a child.
I'm just asking everybody to lean in just a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, no, like I was 17. I was a child. I was stupid, but like, looking back on it now, he was definitely grooming me. And my whole like my brother and a couple of his friends like beat the shit out of me for being too young, getting involved with this guy. And he was the cousin of one of our friends. And fucking like after I cut him off and was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not trying to get my fucking face broken again. He started going out with my brother's ex-girlfriend, who cheated on my brother to be with this guy.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And she was a year younger than me.
Oh.
So that's even worse.
Yeah.
So that actually it says a lot about the person that you were dating too.
I didn't even date him. We just fooled around a couple times.
Oh, it wasn't even nothing like.
Damn.
I mean, like
that just tells you what he was like.
Exactly. Like looking back on it now, yeah, that's definitely pedophilia.
The minute that person walked out of your life, they made you a favor. Then.
Yeah, that's definitely grooming.
They did you a favor.
Not seeing you anymore went for somebody a year younger than you.
Exactly.
So what's keeping him from going a year younger or a year younger?
I mean, he can't do it anymore. He's dead.
I used to have a...
okay.
Man, he's sleeping with you.
No, like, he wasn't a horrible person.
But there's that.
He groomed young kids. He groomed young girls.
See, the thing is... Okay, this is going to
Because the
sound
way he
weird.
presented himself wasn't terrible.
You say that he isn't a horrible person, but the thing you've got to put into perspective is, well, his personality may not have been a bad thing. His likes in people sexually was definitely
awful.
A bad thing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that a lot of people don't get about a lot of these people that are pedophiles is they have fantastic personalities. They're good people
and,
that end up with.
When he passed, he was engaged to a woman who was his age. So he got out of that whole phase, and he learned from it, and he did better. He stopped grooming girls, but he still did that. Knowingly did that.
See, again, that kind of question is something as a matter of perspective. Is 28 years old too old to date an 18-year-old, or when you're in the other spectrum. On the other end of the spectrum is 28 years old too old to date for an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I was 17 dating a 28-year-old, and I actually thought it was funny up until the day that I met her ex-boyfriend, who was a rather buff firefighter for Haverhill. And I guess he was not the best guy. He was kind of a drunk or whatever. That's what she accused him of anyway. I don't know the ins and outs of the story because I spent all of 20 minutes with the guy and then I was done with the relationship.
Oh my God.
It wasn't the fact that she had a 13-year-old son that creeped me out.
No.
So, 28, 13-year-old son. I'm 17, dating this 28-year-old. I started dating her, catch this, shortly after I broke up with her niece.
I'm done.
So wow, she saw how badly her niece treated me.
No.
Saw that I was nothing but a good guy during a relationship, and for some reason that sparked something for her.
That sounds like a pot of tea.
Yeah, no,
it's not tea, it's a pot.
That's the whole kettle.
And so that was a weird relationship for me. And after she sent me outside to kind of fend off her ex, I fended him off, and then I looked her window. She could see the entire thing going on because she had a basement window that looked out onto the front porch where I was talking to him.
Very
big
nice.
Apartment building, and she was kind of poking her nose out, and I just kind of tilted my head down to the window. I go, "He's gone now. By the way, so am I. See you later."
See you never.
She's like, "Well, on your ride home." It's like, "Man, I'll walk.
Yeah, right.
I'm done."
How about now?
You just sent me out to talk down a buff firefighter who had a freaking bicep bigger than my head. I think we're done right now. So
I'm all set. I wipe my hands in this situation.
It says a lot of your negotiating skill if you told that beast off.
The problem wasn't that she called him abusive and a drunk, but he was just crying on the front porch, and he was like, as far as I could see, was just a big softie.
Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Don't let I've met people like that. I have to basically face abusers of female friends of mine and family too.
It could have been that.
The whole I'm actually innocent.
Yeah,
my ex did that.
That there, I've seen it too much.
My ex fucking he went to our mutual friends and had them start messaging me for him he's really sorry, he misses you, he said he's never gonna do it again.
No,
he loves you, he's gonna buy you all this nice thing.
Don't confuse the signs of a big crazy with the signs of a. He wasn't a big softie, he was a big crazy.
Yeah, and these friends that he had contact me they had no idea what was going on behind closed doors, and I had to explain it to them that he beat the shit out of me, he's been abusing me, he's been keeping me hostage in his house.
He obviously did something, because most of the conversation was, I tell her I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, and he didn't really get into what he did. But
yeah.
he was very apologetic, and look, she doesn't want to see you. Go, leave. And he respectfully got in his car and drove away. I don't know that he didn't come back. I left. I was done. I'm not staying the night at this point. I was like, that quaked me just a little bit. I'm good. I'm not going to do this. I'm not getting into a fight with a firefighter over anybody.
Yeah.
Thank you. This guy definitely could have broken me if he took the choice or took the chance, but obviously he's in a position where if he had done so, his job would have been done. So you gotta walk on eggshells when you're in a position.
Yeah, but at the moment when somebody is that you already heard that the person's an abuser, which may or may not be true, but they're in a very weird emotional state where anything could set this guy off. Really.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, I really got the feeling that this guy wasn't going to do anything out in public. He's not that guy.
There's also given his large biceps, this emotional outburst and the abuse is also steroid fuel.
Because
I've known of people that kill people unintentionally.
He was very protective of the details. Didn't give me details. Just wanted me to let her know that he was sorry. And it's like, I'm not going in there to tell her you're sorry. She's asked me to tell you to go away.
Yeah.
So I'm not going back inside and relaying your message of sorry. I'm telling
messenger
you.
Bird.
I told him I'm dating her, and whether or not you're sorry doesn't mean anything. You need to go. It's like she's asked me to tell you to go away.
Wow.
I was
my man.
Did the fucking thing.
For real. She asked him to go away, and I did what she asked. But that doesn't mean that I was sticking around afterwards.
They had but the fact that you handled it says a lot.
In my head,
mind you, you could have gotten your ass kicked, but you did handle it like a man.
Look, man, I got out there and nearly pissed myself how big this guy was.
Of course.
However, it was also in my head that the girl inside was as much of a toothpick as I was. She was a little blonde girl. I was a little blonde girl. You remember my older pictures.
I've seen it.
Well, I've been in a situation where people will tell you that I handled it like a G, but nobody will tell you that right after the situation, I had to stand on a sidewalk. Oh my god.
Mood.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because I was very good at not showing that.
Yeah.
But it's how you handle it that matters, really, at the moment. So I gotta commend you for that.
Right. No. Again, it was a thing of that went over in my head afterwards as well. It's like, okay, well now she sent me outside to cock down the big firefighter once. Who's to say that I'm going to have the ability to do so the next time around?
Yeah.
And so
who knows what goes through his mind on his way home?
Who knows if he's gonna go get shit
marinating
back and beat the shit out of everyone.
Marinating which fire extinguisher he's gonna hit you to death. He's gonna beat you to death with.
Yeah.
You don't know that. So you were not only brave in facing him, but also wise in leaving.
So I'm gonna go ahead and tie up everything from here because Miss B has places to be. We have places to go.
Go do some work.
People to see.
And so I'm going to go ahead and thank you for showing up today, both of you.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for showing up, the folks that are currently watching. And next week will be the first or the inaugural edition of Miss B's podcast. She'll be posting on Wednesdays from here on out. We're going to go ahead and get her own page set up for her, and she's going to have her own podcast on Wednesdays. Still the same crew, just making sure that she gets ample time to do her own thing.
No doubt.
That being said, I'm going to go ahead and pack up, and thank you everybody listening again.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you to Mr. Kelly for tolerating us for another week. And we did get a little loud there near the middle.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
And thank you to everybody that had to deal with us. And have a wonderful, wonderful whatever the hell you're doing.
Au revoir.
Yes.